Welcome back to It's a Wrap. For decades, going to the cinema has been a familiar experience. We go there on dates, perhaps when we were kids with our parents, or to a matinee on our own. But is that experience as we know it coming to an end? Poppy Trowbridge reports.
Piracy costs the film industry an estimated $6 billion a year. But while copyright infringement's rife, it's another threat that's causing a few sleepless nights in Hollywood. The boom in video-on-demand service has decreased the attendance to movie theaters while taking a big chunk out of the rental DVD business. Currently, the market's small, but growth is accelerating from year to year, in line with technological advances and changing consumer habits. Now studios are striking back, creating their own on-demand sites. Warner Brothers, for instance, is planning on launching its site, a so-called premium service. This would make movies available for viewing at home soon after they appear in the cinema.
I think the industry is now trying to sort out just what all of its plans are in that premium video on demand window. And I can't speak for the other studios right now, but it's something that we're looking at seriously, although no firm plans have yet been developed.
As DVD demand declines, could the big studios have little choice but to jump on the online bandwagon?
We're joined now by Simon Calver. He's Love Films CEO. Are people going to stop going to the cinema altogether because of services like yours?
No, I think what we've seen, recently, especially over the last year or so, is more people are going to the cinema. There's new technology like 3D, and there's some great films coming through. Our experience is that people who sign up for Love Film actually start to watch more films. They go to the cinema more, they rent more, they buy more, and I think overall that's good for the industry. So I think, services like ours can exist very well alongside cinema.
Are we going to see technological improvements over the course of 2011 that are going to make it easier for consumers to access movies on demand or via the internet?
Yeah, I think the battleground for watching films in the house is actually the TV set rather than the PC. People prefer to sit in front of the screen and watch it. So all those devices coming, whether it be games consoles or IP connected TVs or set-top boxes, are going to be the real exciting change that's going to happen, in terms of getting connected to that TV. And more films are going to be streamed through that, and we're going to see an explosion of those connected devices, as we saw it, that will enable the living room to become a real hub for watching films.
So Simon, the service that you talk about is actually being considered right now by the big movie studios. They may go into your business offering people their movies sooner than you can. Is that a concern?
Yeah, I think it is a concern because it's going to become a very crowded marketplace, but I think there's going to be a few brands that will survive, the transition over time. For us, I think the challenge is to help people find the films they want to watch, not whether it be a Warner Brothers or a Universal or a Paramount Films. Being an aggregator, being able to provide all those films is a real competitive advantage for Love Film.
How concerned are you about piracy? It's the problem for the film industry that won't go away. Is it going to be more difficult to combat as films are available on the internet more and more? Yeah,
it seems that the moment you get a new film out there, then the pirates find a new way of unlocking it, etc. It is an issue for the industry, and we all need to stay focused on it. But one of the ways to counter that is to offer services to customers that can compete with piracy.
But piracy effectively means it's free. So how do you continue to make a profit when what you can charge people for your service is effectively going down?
It is a challenge. Let's be clear about that. It is a challenge for us to work on, but there's certain things we can do. We can protect the films by wrapping it in the right technology to ensure it can't be uncoded and put on the internet. If we can assure that we offer people the right film in the first place, in general, people don't want to do piracy. Often they have no other way to get access to a film in the early windows, and maybe getting the right service available sooner, making it available to people, will help counteract that, as well as the technology advances I talked about.
All right, thanks very much, Simon Calver, CEO of Love Films.
Thank you.
Well, we're joined now by Tim Richards. He's the founder of View Cinemas. So Tim, how much of a threat is video on demand to traditional cinemas like yours?
This was the same kind of concerns that we heard when VHS came out, and then when DVDs came out, and then when the internet came out as well. And I think we are social beings, and we love watching a film socially with other people. A funny movie is that much funnier when you're watching it with a large group of people. A scary movie is scarier when you're watching with a large group of people, and I think it's a social experience that people are always going to want to get out of their homes. What you're going to see in the future is you're going to see a theatrical release, movies on big screens, big exciting screens at hopefully one of our cinemas, followed by a short window and then a VOD.
And what can you tell us about premium video on demand?
I mean, premium VOD it's a theory right now. There's one or two studios that believe it might have some merit. It's untested, and I think the question is, will it affect theatrical box office? Will it affect DVD sales? Will it affect VOD sales? And can you charge enough to help compensate for that?
What about piracy? And that's an ongoing issue for your business. As films become available online, is the problem going to get worse?
It's actually leveled out, which has been really interesting. I mean, last year it seemed to plateau. Now, time will tell whether that was just a one-off year or whether there's something more happening. But piracy is a huge issue, and I think it's very frustrating for us here in the UK because there's not legislation in the UK to really prevent piracy from happening. People can walk into one of our cinemas, regretfully, and camcord a film on one of our screens, and it is not illegal. And that is very, very frustrating. But it's a big issue. It's a big issue for the whole industry.
Okay, Tim, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Up next on It's a Wrap, what movies are you looking forward to seeing most in 2011? We're going to take you through the upcoming releases.